Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well today. We are streaming live with StreamYard because, yeah, Restream is not it. Restream keeps crackling, chopping up. I'm like, no, thank you. So, we are on day 8 of the United States versus Sean P. Diddy Combs. And today, before the jury is in, the judge, the defense letter on Dr. Hughes preserves your objections, Ms. Shapiro. But the defense letter is not in the docket. Okay? Judge, when Dr. Hughes is on the stand, I'm sure Mr. Beck can raise that in cross. As we reported yesterday, Combs has hired a 10th lawyer, Jonathan Beck, husband of Alexandria Shapiro, who was defense, for example, in the Trump SPAC trial. Judge, what about these texts involving Miss Ventura and buying drugs in Boston? AUSA, we think it's irrelevant, but if they redacted it, it is not hearsay that she was in Boston and on her own. I think that's why Mr. Agnafilo wants it in. Judge, I'll think on it. AUSA, we are concerned that Mrs. Porter's unaliving may be used to build sympathy for Mr. Combs and lead jurors to believe that he is convicted, his children, if he is convicted, his children may. Judge, I'll think on it. As to Mr. Muscati, the defense is concerned about hearsay. AUSA, Mr. Muscati will not be testifying today. Judge, did I miss that? AUSA, we emailed at 10:45 p.m. Judge, please get the witness, Mr. Gannon, and check on the jury. Welcome back, Mr. Gannon. Jury enters. AUSA, Mr. Gannon, let's continue with items you seized on Star Island. GX215, what is this? Gannon, high heels and Smex items in the master closet. AUSA, what's this? Gannon, 3 cell phones found in one of the boots. AUSA, display the Gucci bag for the jury. Pull up GX 10A and the stipulation. Zoom in on paragraph 5, a white plastic bottle containing liquid residue of meth and liquid MDMA. AUSA, these pills were found with a, what is it? Hold on a second, y'all. These pills were found with a Tesla imprint on them. These had the active ingredient in Xanax. This is this $100 bill had residue of cocaine. Mr. Gannon, what's this? Gannon, a dark wood box with the word puffy on the top. AUSA, how do you know that this is the Astroglide and the baby oil that you seized? How many bottles of each? Gannon, 31 Astroglide, 25 baby oil bottles. AUSA, any other cell phones found? Gannon, yes. AUSA, BX1301, page 3, paragraph 11. AUSA, was a pew pew found in this suitcase? Gannon, yes. A 45. AUSA, hold the bullets up for the jury. No further questions. Judge, cross. Defense. The day of the search, you knew that Mr. Combs was leaving the country with his family, with his daughters. Objection. Sidebar. After sidebar, Combs' Terry Garagos. In planning the search, you knew that none of the targets of the investigation would be there. And you would say, objection. Judge, overruled. Agent Gannon, the plan was to have him not there, but we had contingencies. I just want to say real quick, I am so happy that I'm not on Restream right now because my audio, I can hear myself. It is clear, it is crisp, it is coming through. I will never use Restream again. Let's continue. Terry Garagos, what type of vehicles did you use? Agent Gannon, armored vehicles. Garagos, and a boat came in by land and by sea? Gannon, it's common practice. Garagos, 80 or 90 agents? Gannon, not all at the same time. Garagos, you found 6 people and kept them in handcuffs for an hour? Gannon, no ma'am. There was one individual who wasn't happy with us and wasn't cooperating, so we kept him handcuffed longer. Garagos, because he wasn't happy with cuffs? Garagos, there was a music studio in the guest house, right? DX305. Do you recognize this? Agent Gannon, yes ma'am. It's the studio. Garagos, move to admit. Photo of a mixing board, keyboards, love in jeweled script over it. While Agent Gannon is still on the stand, Here is courtesy of Elizabeth Williams are Gannon with Pum Pum. Oh, that's just a picture. Okay. Combs is Terry Garagos. The Pum Pum was wrapped in a towel. It didn't look like how you displayed it to the jury yesterday, right? Agent Gannon, yes, ma'am. Garagos, did you find any photos of Mr. Combs with these Pum Pums? Gannon, we did not. Garagos, do you agree that Pum Pum's metal is easier to get fingerprints than maybe another type of device? Agent Gannon, can't say if it's easier, but it can be done. Garagos, can you get prints off of a Pum Pum easier than when it's inside? Gannon, I think so. Garagos, at Homeland Security, you have Mr. Combs's DNA, right? Gannon, I don't know. Garagos, when he was arrested, the government took DNA swabs, right? Gannon, I don't know. Garagos, hold up the Gucci bag. Garagos, the drugs were in this bag and in the puffy box, right? Gannon, yes. Garagos, Your Honor, I'm going to introduce a sealed exhibit with the help of IT. May I approach the witness? Judge, yes. Deputy, we may proceed. DX 304. AUSA Smizer. Cut off the screens. Can't see exhibits. Garagos, please don't say the names of the people in this photograph other than my client. Don't talk about it. AUSA, may we confer with counsel? Judge, you may. Hey, welcome to the chat. I see you guys. I'm getting used to StreamYard. I love it though, because my sound is like doing really well. Yeah, I've freed myself of Restream, guys. Deputy, we may take the sealed exhibit down. Garagos, Agent Gannon, you live in Florida. Don't many people have Pum Pums in their homes there? AUSA, objection. Judge, rephrase. Garagos, do you have a Pum Pum in your home? Gannon, yes. Garagos, no further questions. Judge, redirect. AUSA, no. Judge, next government witness. AUSA, the government calls Dr. Dawn Hughes. What is your profession, Dr. Hughes? Clinical and forensic psychology. I treated people who were in World War II, which was such an honor. AUSA, how many times have you testified in court? Dr. Hughes, 60 or 65 in the Southern District of New York, in the Eastern District of New York, and the Northern District, also New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Virginia. AUSA, we offer Dr. Hughes as an expert. Defense, no objection. AUSA, what do you what do you anticipate covering? Dr. Hughes, why victims stay? Memory. AUSA, have you been retained by the government? Dr. Hughes, yes. AUSA, what is your hourly rate? Dr. Hughes, 600, 600, 6,000 for the day in court. Oh my gosh. So it's 6,600 an hour, I guess, and then 6,000 for the day in court. Wow. AUSA, why do victims stay? Dr. Hughes, there are psychological bonds and the psychological consequences of the abuse. AUSA, what are the levels of fear? Dr. Hughes, it ranges from physical violence to butterflies. Violence doesn't have to happen all the time. AUSA, what is psychological violence? Dr. Hughes, humiliation, intimidation, throwing things, telling you what you can do and where you can go. Defense, objection. Judge, hold on. I'm going to strike the last answer. AUSA, what can be the role of sexual abuse? Dr. Hughes, it puts the victim in significant psychological fear. AUSA, why does it prevent leaving? Dr. Hughes, shame, degradation. They don't want to think about it. AUSA, what is emotional abuse? Dr. Hughes, putting down our partner, feeling like a piece of crap. AUSA, what about financial independence? Dr. Hughes, the abusers controls housing and transportation, taking away her laptop. Defense, objection. Judge, sustained. AUSA, are you familiar with love bombing? Dr. Hughes, that honeymoon phase. The abuser showers her with gifts and affection to get her back. AUSA, does the attempt to leave happen over time? Dr. Hughes, yes. It takes multiple attempts. AUSA, which is the most common coping mechanism? Dr. Hayes, trying to work it out because of the trauma bond. You don't want to lose your partner. AUSA, personal coping mechanisms. How does practicing or how does, hold on. I'm sorry. How does placating or appeasing work? Dr. Hughes, we're trying to avoid abuse. So pretty much what she's saying, how did that happen? Why did it? Oh my gosh. I hit show more and it just jumped to a whole nother page. AUSA, what is minimization? Dr. Hughes, the victim says, maybe they had a bad day at work, or maybe they were intoxicated. It's a way to stay in the relationship, but it increases their risk. It's not a long term strategy. It gets from one assaultive episode to the next. And you'll say, what about the relationship? What about the power relationship? Dr. Hughes, a person can have power as a principal of a school. The victim asks, who is going to believe me? And you say, when does the victim finally speak? Dr. Hughes, in a safe environment or after psychological help? Look, I'm talking and carrying on. Let me turn off this music. Hey, BGF in the chest. Thank you for coming over here. I'm still learning how to use this app, so bear with me. I'm not really familiar. Okay, there. I turned off the music successfully. Okay, good. We were at Dr. Hughes in a safe environment or after psychological help. AUSA, what type of language do victims use when they first speak of it? Dr. Hughes, they minimize, are they are piecemeal. They remember the they remember the chipping point on the ceiling, the the smell of alcohol on the perpetrator's breath. Sidebar, and then cross examination. It will be by Jonathan Bach, Alexandra Shapiro's husband, only recently brought on Diddy's team as a 10th lawyer. Yes, Sean P. Diddy Combs has 10 attorneys now. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not even five. He has 10. As the days are progressing, he is noticing the riddleization of evidence that the government is presenting against him in this case, and also witnesses. Let's see. Bach, your clients, you observe them closely, their cognitive style. Boxes, right? Dr. Hughes. There are categories, Bach, but you have to listen to particular individuals, right? Dr. Hughes. I'm not divorced from my training. Bach. When you do forensic work, you want a lot of sources of information, right? Dr. Hughes, if it's relevant. Bach. You look at police reports, witness reports, and the like, correct? Dr. Hughes. Correct. Bach. You're familiar with this case. I'm sorry, you're familiar with, I'm sorry, malingering. Dr. Hughes, yes. Bach. People can fabricate emotional responses, correct? Dr. Hughes, they can. Judge, Mr. Bach should be, Mr. Brock should be break here. Bach, I don't have a good, what? Cliff, I don't have a good cliffhanger. What in the world? The judge asked Mr. Bach if it should if they should take a break here. He's like, I don't have a good cliffhanger. What? Oh my goodness. They take a break. That's funny. That is funny. All right. So during the break, they bring in George Kaplan to involve to invoke, my bad, his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. Judge Submarinian, welcome. AUSA, did you receive a subpoena? Calpin, yes. AUSA, do you intend not to answer based on the Fifth Amendment grounds? Calpin, yes. AUSA, Your Honor, please sign the immunity order. Judge, has he read it? AUSA, no. Judge, read it first. AUSA, Comey, the attorney says he's read it. Judge, I will sign the immunity order. AUSA, the government will seek to admit GX69A. That's an exhibit. That's a piece of evidence that the government would like to present to the court. Judge, now break. Okay, they're back. AUSA, Your Honor, we emailed you the exhibit over the break. Combs's attorney, Agnafillo, we object as to the hearsay. The statement, the statement, thank I feel you from Mr. Combs. Wait a minute. It says thank I feel. I didn't think I feel from Mr. Combs ambiguous. He could be saying he could be saying thanks for advice. Judge, we'll pick it up after Dr. Hughes. Please get her back on the stand. Witness entering, jury entering. Combs's attorney, Jonathan Bach. You are with the American Psychological Association, which says you should only render an opinion after an examination, right? Dr. Hughes, where? This is a different role. Bach, you have not gathered information about this case, right? Dr. Hughes, I am not rendering an opinion on any individual. Bach, there's someone named Cassie, but you don't know what she said, right? Dr. Hughes, I don't. Combs's attorney, Dr. Bach, you're testified across the river in the Eastern District of New York, right? Dr. Hughes Rice, right. Bach, and you say the same thing, even those that even though the cases are different, correct? Dr. Hughes, it's to help the jurors understand. Bach, but it's their job to consider their case, right? Bach, you don't publish data on the patients you have evaluated, do you? Dr. Hughes, it's confidential. Bach, so I can't cross check your experience the basis of what you are saying, right? People might go to a civil lawyer to make a little money, right? And you would say, objection, judge, let's move on. Bach. In civil litigation, you might you might look for malingering, right? You gave a webinar about giving expert witnesses testimony, right, Dr. Hughes? Yes, for battered women. Bach. Let me show you DX Judge sidebar. During the sidebar, exhibit from Star Island, Raid, Baby Oil, and Astroglide. Judge, jurors, we're going to send you to the jury room for a bit. All rise, the jurors leave. Judge, yesterday, Ms. Shapiro submitted an exhibit ex parte. Ex parte means that's outside of the presence of the jury, and sometimes it can be certainly outside of the prosecution as well. Um, Now reviewing a document, what should I focus on? AUSA, it shouldn't show this witness has a bias. Judge, she can be shown the document about training domestic violence advocates and asked if she remembers, but I won't admit it as evidence she until she denied it and it becomes prior inconsistent statements. Witness re-enters then the jury. Bach. Does this document refresh your recollection? Dr. Hughes. Let me look at it more closely. Yes. Bach. The fourth part is about navigating cross examination, right? Hughes. Yes. Bach. Most of your income comes from court related work, right? Dr. Hughes. No, maybe half. Bach. You've raised your rate to 600. Dr. Hughes. It's been the same for some time. Bach. But you've raised it. Dr. Hughes. Commensurate with others. Bach. You're you've been retained 100 of times, but you've never come into court and testified in defense of a man accused of SMEC's crimes. Dr. Hughes, that's correct. I don't evaluate offenders. Bach, you met with the prosecutors 6 times to prepare your testimony, right? Dr. Hughes, correct. And you say, can we have a sidebar? Judge, you may. And then they do a sidebar. And then they're back. Bach, did you discuss topics with the prosecution? Dr. Hughes, with all due respect, it is mostly me educating them. Bach, but you know nothing about the case. where would you where would you be advising them on how to present evidence in a domestic violence case? Didn't you help them with briefs? No, write briefs? And you say, "Can we have a sidebar?" Judge, yes, but I'll keep it brief, shorter shorter than the last. Okay, judge. Sorry, that wasn't shorter. AUSA, you reviewed some filings to the court in this case. It was all related to the subject of your expert testimony, right? Dr. Hughes, correct. AUSA, in fact, we redacted. Dr. Hughes, you did. AUSA, you are a board certified forensic psychologist, right? Dr. Hughes, yes. AUSA, how many of those are there in New York State? Dr. Hughes, I think about 40. Mm. Recross, Bach. Your defense work is almost entirely for victims of domestic violence, right? Dr. Hughes, I'm not sure that's true. Bach, you worked with Mr. Brian Steele, who was defending a woman charged with reacting to domestic violence, right? Dr. Hughes, yes. Bach, and Mr. Steele decided not to use you after meeting with you. Judge, move on. Bach, no further questions. Judge, next witness. AUSA, oh my gosh. AUSA, the government calls George Kaplan. AUSA, when did you work for Combs Enterprises, Kaplan? 2013 to 2015. AUSA, what fell under that holding company? Kaplan, clothing, liquor, entertainment. I was an executive assistant to the chief operating officer. Hold on, y'all. My baby is texting me. I gotta pause and love her text. I gotta love my baby's text. My daughter just texted me. Okay. And you say, where did you work? Kaplan, 1710 Broadway, New York City. And you say, what was your next position? Kaplan, executive assistant to the chairman, Mr. Combs, from September 2014 to September 2015. AUSA, who did you report to? Kaplan, Miss Coram, KK. She essentially ran Mr. Combs's life. AUSA, where did you report? Kaplan, LA. AUSA, what did you do? Kaplan, carried his bags, made such things where when he wanted them, what? I guess made such things available or something. I don't know. As he trusted me more, he had me around more. I'd set up hotel rooms. AUSA, how many hours a week? Kaplan, 80 to 100 a week. AUSA, how much did you get paid? Kaplan, 125K a year to start. AUSA, what did you do in the morning? Kaplan, made sure everything was in the bathroom. The breakfast cooked. He was um he was recording a mix. He was recording a mixtape, so we worked late. AUSA, who was security? Kaplan, Uncle Paulie, D Rock, and Ruben, later licensed security in the second half of 2015. AUSA, how frequently did you communicate with Mr. Combs? Kaplan, multiple times a day. Things could be found in the back, on iPad, drugs, whatever. AUSA, he did he threaten you? Calpin, he threatened my job. AUSA, how often? Calpin, maybe monthly. He'd say he was only to be surrounded by the best people and that he wasn't, for example, he wanted he went me this is the okay, there's a lot of errors here. I'm telling you, this is what it says. He went me for a 1 liter water. Oh, I guess it's probably he wet me for a 1 liter water and I brought back. Oh, he sent me. It's supposed to be sent. They have a W instead of an S. Okay. So he sent me for a 1 liter bottle of water and I brought back 2 half liters. He said no. And you say, how did you travel? Calpin, on his jet or going in advance to make sure it's all set up. Calpin, how did you set up hotel rooms? Calpin, there was a bag. I unpacked it, clothes, candles, Astroglide, baby oil. AUSA, who bought this? Calpin, often me. AUSA, in what cities did you set up hotel rooms? Calpin, LA, New York, Miami, in LA, Bel Air, the Intercontinental. AUSA, in New York, question mark. Calpin, Trump by Columbus, Circle, in Miami, the SLS. AUSA, how was it booked? Calpin, Frank Blank, Frank Black, based on Biggie's Frank White. AUSA, would you clean up rooms? Calpin, yes. Bottles of baby oil, Gatorade, once brown crystallized powder on the counter of the bathroom sink. AUSA, why did you clean up? Not hotel staff. Calpin, it was implied, protect his public image. I was keen on doing that. AUSA, explain. Combs's Agnifilo. Objection. Judge, overruled. Calpin, I found hotels would sell photos to newspapers to shame guests. AUSA, did he reach out to you from the room? Calpin, for food, clothes, sometimes drugs. I did it. AUSA, what drugs? Calpin, dope kit. AUSA, illegal drugs? Agnophilo. I object to this term illegal. AUSA, what other drugs? Calpin, Advil, ketamine. AUSA, what? He asked for, what did he ask for? Calpin, I picked up drugs for him. MDMA. AUSA, who asked? Calpin, Mr. Combs, in LA and Miami. Calpin, in Miami, Mr. Combs asked me to call a person. He came and gave me a bag of pills, MDMA. I gave him cash. I gave the pills to Mr. Combs. And in LA, I went out and met the person in Hollywood. I gave money. He gave me a bag. Judge, we'll break for the day. So there's a little bit more that happened on after they broke. Combs's Agnifilo. The proffered email chain is about Gina, and Gina is out of the case. She's not coming. AUSA. She's in the indictment. Agnifilo. They they could get her here and they're choosing not to. I'll submit a letter by 10 p.m. Wait a minute. Does it say she's in the indictment? Hold on. Yeah, it just says she's in the indictment. AUSA. Tomorrow, Mr. Muscuddy, Kid Cuddy. Okay. So that's all for today. Very interesting. Now let's take a quick look at Dr. Hughes's, let's see, her experience. I want to look at her experience. Dr. Dawn Hughes. Let's see what her experience looks like, guys. I'm looking her up. Give me a second. I totally would have done this prior to, but I honestly did not. I ran around today. If you're subscribed to my other channel, you know I was out and about. But Dr. Dawn Hughes is a clinical and forensic psychologist based in New York City, specializing in the assessment and treatment of interpersonal violence, traumatic stress, and anxiety disorders. She holds a PhD in clinical psychology from Nova Southern University and is board certified in forensic psychology by the American Board of Professional Psychology, the ABPP. In addition to her private practice, Dr. Hughes serves as a clinical assistant professor of psychology in the Department of Psychiatric, I'm sorry, in the Department of Psychiatry at Weill Cornell Medical College. Dr. Hughes has been recognized as an expert witness in courts across several states, including New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Virginia, as well as in U.S. district courts. Her forensic work involves comprehensive psychological evaluations, attorney consultations, and expert witness testimony, particularly in cases involving trauma and interpersonal violence. So she is highly regarded in her as a professional in her field. Thank you so much for being here, BGF in the chess, and thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Let's see. You would not know Brian Steele's on this case. Wonder what his role is. He should be like, let me tell you something. I am so thank you, BGF. I'm just reading the actual facts from what occurred today. I don't want to put any additional opinions on top. Like, if I do have an opinion, I will share it, but I'll let you know it's my opinion, my personal opinion. I just want to lay out the facts as they stand as far as what the jury heard, what the testimony was, because Diddy is facing a lot of time. If he is found guilty in this case, he's facing life in prison. And this is the beginning of this case, and it's already looking very, 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 very grim. Um, but I'm so enamored with Brian Steele because I like his style. I like the fact that he's very outspoken. And I do also think that he should be lead attorney. Like, that's just my opinion. I think that Brian Steele should take the lead. He's very poised, he keeps it very professional, and he asks pointed questions, thought provoking questions. Every time he speaks, he says something that's very thought provoking, and it kind of sits in on the top of the mind. Whenever he speaks, what he says is very meaningful. So I agree with you. I think he should be lead. But Agnafilo is actually really a great attorney as well. Agnafilo has a very um impressive track record and career. So I just think Diddy is winning all around with his defense team. Oh, by the way, let's look up this Jonathan Bach person that just joined on to the team. Diddy has 10 attorneys now. So let's see. Jonathan Bach, Diddy's newest attorney. I think Diddy is putting all his money in. He's like, I'm all in. I'm fighting this tooth and nail right now. So, Jonathan Bach is a seasoned trial attorney who recently joined Sean Diddy Combs' defense team. Let's see. I want to see more about his history. Let's see. In the current trial, Bach has been active in cross-examination. I want to see what his history also attempted to introduce a 2015. No, I don't want to just see what he's doing with Diddy. Let me just look up him in particular because I just want to know what his, you know, accolades and background. I want to see attorney. I guess because I typed in the Diddy reference, my response that I'm getting is solely based on Diddy. All right, so Jonathan Bach is a distinguished trial attorney and partner at New York based law firm Shapiro Arato Bach LLP with over 30 years of experience. He specializes in white collar criminal defense and complex business litigation, representing a diverse clientele that includes Wall Street professionals, public officials, entertainment figures, and various organizations. Bach's education. Bach earned his bachelor's, graduated summa cum laude from Yale, okay, okay, in 1984, and his Juris Doctorate also from Yale Law School. That's major, in 1990, where he served as an editor of the Yale Law Journal. He also holds a MPhil from Yale Graduate School. Following law school, he clerked for Judge Lewis Pollock of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. Early in his career, Bach served as the Federal Public Defender's, oh wow, office in the Southern District of New York, achieving numerous trial acquittals. Notably, he secured the acquittal for David Loomis in a high profile unaliving retrial, a case that garnered significant media attention and was the subject of two television documentaries. So he's a big hitter, heavy hitter. That's great. I mean, I love that for Diddy. I love it for Diddy. While we are looking at this case and I'm sitting as the 13th juror, I don't have a bone in this fight. I don't have a dog in this race. And I want it to be an even playing field. I always say that the federal government has unlimited resources. They are better funded than small countries. Okay? They have legal analysts, they have, the best of the best of everything. So they have unlimited resources at their fingertips. So Diddy having 10 attorneys sitting at that table, I don't think he's matched what the federal government has in their arsenal, but it at least gives him a fighting chance because he's pulled in some of the best defense attorneys money can buy. So I love that for him. Um, I don't have any predictions right now, but it, I will say it's not really looking that great for Diddy at the present moment, but we must remember the defense is not up to bat yet. They have not been able to present their case in chief to defend Sean P. Diddy Combs against all of the charges that are being brought against him by the government. So right now, I don't have any predictions. I think as far as today, because every day when I do my review and tell you guys what happened, I assign a point. And quite honestly, today, my point is going to go to the government. So far, the government has 4 points. Diddy's team has 1 point. and we've had 7 days of testimony. The other 2 days that I didn't assign a point, I just felt like nobody really wowed me. There was no razzle dazzle on either side of the aisle, so I didn't assign a point. But right now, the score is at 4 for the government, 1 for Diddy. Um, if you want to know why I gave 4 to the government and 1 for Diddy, you're gonna have to check out all of my other live stream recaps, starting with day 1 of testimony, and catch up. All right, guys. Or you know what? You could also check out my weekend wrap because I did a weekend wrap up of week 1. So you guys could check that out and get an idea of why I feel like the government is up. But that's really all that I wanted to present, and I'm so happy that I'm not doing restream. My sound has not chopped, my sound has not glitched. The clarity is there. Thank you guys for being here. Please be sure to hit that like button on your way out. And guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing today. Be sure to set your notifications to all so that you're notified when I go live or add new content. I'll catch you on the next one. Guys, I had to figure out how to end the live. This is my first restream, my first StreamYard live. So I did not know how to end the live. So I was like, I'm looking around like, how do I end the live? I found it. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night based on wherever you're tuning in from, or based on whenever you catch the replay. Thank you guys again. Until next time.